Hi guys, welcome back. So yesterday we learned how to write equations in point-slope form. Today we're going back to the basics with slope-intercept. We're going to be writing equations in slope-intercept given different types of points. Okay, to write equations in slope-intercept form, you need a certain amount of things. So one way is 2 points on the graph. One of them is the y-intercept. The other way is 2 points on the graph. One of them, or neither of them, is the y-intercept. And the third way is give 1 point in the slope. So 2 and 3 we're going to focus on tomorrow. But today we're focusing on given 2 points on the graph. One of them is the y-intercept. So when we do this, all we need to remember is that slope-intercept form is y equals m, actually m's blue, m x plus b. And we're going to be plugging these things in as we go along. So, like I said, today we're just focusing on when we're given 2 points with one of them as the y-intercept. So what we have to do first is solve for slope. So we're going to use our slope formula. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And then the second part is we're going to plug in the slope. Good. Plug in the slope and plug in the given y-intercept. If I can use the right colors, that'd be great. All right, so today we're going to take it easy, and we're slowly going to make it harder in the future, okay? So for today, let's start with our first example. So I have the point 0, 3, and 4, 5. Remember our y-intercepts, our b is the y-intercept, and that's going to be in the form 0, y. So my y-intercept is this one, okay? So the b that I'm going to pull from that, b equals 3, okay? Now I have to solve for my m. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So now I'm just going to label my points, x1, y1, x2, y2, and again, remember, it doesn't matter which point you use first, as y1, or x1, y1, or x2, y2. I always just do the one on the left as x1, y1. Okay, so now I'm just going to plug it in. 5 minus 3 over 4 minus 0. Okay, so 5 minus 3 is 2. 4 minus 0 is 4. So my slope is 1/2. Okay, that's what I'm plugging in for m. So now, y equals m x plus b. So now I'm just going to plug in my two things. And moving down, y equals 1/2 x plus 3. All right, so that's all we're doing today. It's basically what we've done already. But again, now we're given the 2 points. We have to calculate slope, so it's an extra step. And one of them is the y-intercept. All right, so moving down, example 2. So I have 2, 1, and 0, 7. Remembering b is 0, y. So my b is going to be 7. All right, now I have to solve for my slope. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So x1, y1, x2, y2. So plugging that in, 7 minus 1 over 0 minus 2. 7 minus 1 is 6. 0 minus 2 is negative 2. So this is going to become negative 3. So now I know I'm plugging in negative 3 for my m. Okay, and again, I'm going to write my formula, y equals m x plus b. I'm just going to plug in my values. So this becomes y equals negative 3x plus 7. Okay, I've just got a couple more examples for us, and then we're done for the day. Moving down, example 3, 0, negative 5. So 0, negative 5 is going to be my b. So b equals negative 5. All right, now I have to find my slope. M equals. You may think it's tedious for me to write out my formula every time, but it makes sure I don't forget it. And labeling my points is also extremely helpful in making sure I use the right point for the right spot. x2, y2. So now I just plug it in. 7 minus negative 5 over 3 minus 0. 7 minus negative 5 becomes 7 plus 5. So that's 12. 3 minus 0 is 3. 12 divided by 3 is 4. So my slope, my m, is 4. Going back to my equation, y equals m x plus b. So it will become y equals 4x plus negative 5. I want to simplify that a little bit. So plus and negative is the same as minus. Y equals 4x minus 5. Okay? Nice and easy and nice and slow. Moving down. I've got 2, negative 1, and 0, negative 4. 0, negative 4 is going to be my b. B equals negative 4. Okay, now I want my slope. I'm going to label my points. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So it's going to be negative 4 minus negative 1 over 0 minus 2. Minus negative becomes plus. Negative 4 plus 1, negative 3. Over 0 minus 2 is negative 2. This becomes positive 3/2 is my slope, my m. Now I just have to plug it into my equation. Nice and simple. Y equals m x plus b. Okay, so plugging things in, y equals 3/2 x plus negative 4. Again, I want to simplify that. Plus and negative just becomes minus. Y equals 3/2 x minus 4. Okay, I've got 2 examples left, and then we're totally done for the day. So, negative 1, and 0, 8. My b is going to be in 0, 8. B is equal to 8. Now I have to find my slope. Nice and easy. x1, y1, x2, y2. M equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So 8 minus negative 1 over 0 minus negative 1. This becomes 8 plus 1 over 0 plus 1. So 9 over 1, or 9 is my m. Now I'm just plugging things in. Y equals mx plus b. I'll plug those in. Y equals 9x plus 8. All right, and that's all we're doing for today. Last part before you go. They put it in a sentence. What is the equation of the line that goes between 0, 0 and 4, 6 in slope-intercept form? So slope-intercept form is what we've been putting everything in. So that's no big deal. 0, 0. Well, that's going to be my y-intercept. That's going to be my b. Ooh. I am batting 1,000 today. So b equals 0. Now for my slope, m equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. All right, I'll label these points in the little spot I have. So it's going to be 6 minus 0 over 4 minus 0. 6 minus 0 is 6. 4 minus 0 is 4. 6 divided by 4 is the same as 3 divided by 2. Hey, we've already done that slope before, no big deal. So now I'm going to plug it into my equation. Y equals mx plus b. B. I'm going to plug everything in. Y equals 3 halves x plus 0, or I can simplify this to be y equals 3 halves x. Okay? Hopefully this wasn't too difficult for anyone. If you have any questions about the video, or if you need to slow it down, always go back and just look it over. You can also leave a comment for us to answer on Google Classroom between the hours of 8 and 3, or leave us an email to myself, Miss Gates, or Miss Kirschbaum. We will answer you as quick as we can between 8 and 3. After that, we can guarantee we won't answer you immediately. Have a great rest of your day. And again, reach out if you have any questions.